Hey, what's up, everybody? We'll get started here in just about 13 minutes. Go ahead and smash that like button, and we will get started soon. right, everybody, we'll get started here in about 10 minutes, and we will get started as soon as we hit 50 likes. 50 likes, smash that like button. We have a lot in store for you tonight. Rodrigo and I are super excited, so go ahead, give us some love with that like button, and we'll get started soon.
Welcome everybody today to the trading squad here, where we're going to go over trades, tickers, option trades, education, the whole 9 yards with you guys. So this is where we, simmer down and go over the day and talk about trade, get ready for the next day, and, a little bit more here and there. We'll sprinkle some other stuff for you guys. And of course, we'll hook it up as always.
Rodrigo, where's your video, bro? You gonna come on with me?
All right. Let's do it.
There we go. Hey, yeah, my name's Jonathan. I am super pumped to be here with all of you here. Hey, I see Susan, Chris, Henry, Jeff. Let's see, we got Michael in the chat. So thank you for all those tickers, and go ahead, smash that like button so that you know how it works with the YouTube algo. Show us some love, and we will show you some love with what we have prepared for you today. So, Rodrigo, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, man? How's everything going over there?
I'm not gonna lie, I was very tired today, but this fires me up. I've got a cup of coffee right here. May have had something else a little bit earlier.
Yeah, what happened to that other thing you were showing me behind the scenes?
I mean, the beer's gone.
Okay.
I mean, we're having a good time here tonight, going over some stocks, going over Benzinga Pro, and it's always one of the best parts of my day. So where should we start?
Let's see. So, well, I mean, I had a couple trades today, but nothing major. Yesterday, I had some AMC calls. I was up about 140%, but I ended up selling like at 170 on the pop. And, thank God I sold, because then that thing just went straight down. And, but that's how it is. That's why you got to get out while you can, right?
Well, yeah, those were some pretty short expiration dates too, right? So the decay was pretty strong on those.
I mean, that's really where I'm trying to go at with that. It's really not that was the whole purpose initially. But that's why you can trade them as well. You can trade options. I mean, you obviously have to be more careful because it is more volatile, of course, as we get there. But let's see what people want to talk about. What do you guys want?
I'm throwing together a watch list right here.
Yeah, throw your tickers, guys. We're gonna do the ultimate watch list here with you guys, and we're gonna spice it up with that. So
let's see. I'm seeing from the chat here. We got CCIV, Wish. We've got IDEX, NVIDIA. What else? You just yell them out, Rodrigo, and I'll type in it.
Okay.
AMD, DraftKings. All right, and maybe you could tell
CCIV.
people,
let's not forget CCIV there for Henry.
Oh yeah, we got it in there.
You got it in there. Okay.
Let's see here. I'm scrolling up in the chat. We got ASXC. And so, all right, so here's what we're doing. We're throwing these tickers in the chat, right? And then we're going to see what type of info Benzinga Pro had for us today. And I think we're going to take a little bit of a deeper dive today into the actual mechanics of Benzinga Pro. And we really want to show you guys how you can find actual trades. So Rodrigo, obviously, he had some big winners today, or the past few days, on some options. So maybe just going into, how do we find these options or stock trades and just take it from there. So let's see. I'm just typing in here ASXC. All right. And we can add more as we go in here. But basically, I'm just making this watch list here. And if you don't already have access, you could even follow along at pro.benzinga.com. It's completely free just to check it out. And so, yeah, here we are with our watch list. And then the question is, well, how do I find info on these stocks, right? And but before we get into that, Rodrigo, who the hell are you? For people who don't know us, like, who are these two random guys on YouTube? How would you like to describe yourself to our viewers?
Well, I used to trade before. got into Benzinga, and currently here working with Pro and newsletter side of things. So ultimately, we're here to give you guys the best tools out there. And Jonathan Mallard as well. Same thing. We're also working on helping you guys get better at your trading. Ultimately, we're focused on you guys, on the customer. So you can call me whatever. It's fine.
Cool. But basically, you were trading before you got recruited for Benzinga, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I was trading full time. Had my other things going, and eventually that's really how I got into Benzinga at pre-market prep. That's really where the action was happening, because I always wake up pretty early, like about 3-4 in the morning, scan the markets. It's something that I mean, I can only do that with Pro, to be honest, because the scanners start at 4. So that's kind of like my routine. I start going through the scanners and looking through the signals too and everything. So it's pretty much how I start my day.
Cool. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jonathan. I've been working with Benzinga for about 3.5 years now. I did not trade, actually, before I joined the Benzinga team. I was working for doing some sales gigs. I have an economics background, but then I found Benzinga. I was like, why would I work for Benzinga and not trade, right? And then I started getting more involved with Benzinga Pro, talking with day traders on a daily basis, and I've learned a lot over the past 3 years or so. So what we're going to do here, so we have a few tickers here.
Let's add a few more. Let's add a few more.
All right,
there.
what more should we add?
CUEN and SEMI. Then the other ones is CEMI. I think I've seen that one before somewhere in my scanners in Pro. I saw that one.
All right, cool. Cool. And if more come in there, you have a better eye on the chat, so just let me know. But now what we're going to do is I'm just going to open up our news feed here. And then I'm going to filter it by this watch list. And it's only going to show me the news for those companies. And then I'm just going to start clicking through some of these companies. So let's see what's going on with CCIV today. This is a 2-day chart. You can click over the news, see what's going on with Churchill Capital this morning. Cool. So as you can see, I can just take a quick look at CCIV. It looks like I'm going to switch over to BZ Wire. Looks like polls remain open for business. Yeah, lots of legal stuff here with CCIV. And let's take a look at the chart. Looking at the day chart right now.
Yeah, there was a pretty big short report on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there is a history there. But, usually those reports that you see are usually advertisements from attorneys. So
right.
You need to take those. I mean, obviously, if it's like something like Nikola, then yeah, of course. But not everything is Nikola, But ultimately, yeah, like that is like some form of advertisement for attorneys to get clients and stuff.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, that looking like it's just kind of bouncing around here off of the above between 22, 24 bucks. And then Wish, now with Wish, didn't we, it must have been a different one that we had some exclusive news on. But I've seen
this
Wish
is one of the
there.
meme stocks. It's one of the meme stocks, Wish.
Yeah, so looks like, yeah, that's been all over the place recently. So we'll see. It fell below 10 bucks, and it looks like it's trying to get above that $10 level here.
Go a little farther. Let's zoom out a bit there. Draw a couple lines there, Jonathan. See what we can come up with.
All right. Let's see here.
It might be flooring, but you never know with these meme stocks. You just really never know.
Yeah, so I mean that's the recent low.
Yeah, it's going to be a critical point. Critical point to watch there.
And then, of course, all the way up there. We're looking up here. So interesting. We're looking for a breakout, and then I would also map out. And by the way, so this is the TradingView charting library here within Benzinga Pro. So if you're familiar with TradingView, it should. And then I'm just gonna leave some notes here. Well, let's take a look at a shorter time frame. What's going on today? And I really need to add the pre-market and after hours session breaks here. All right. So anyways, we'll dive into this a little bit more here. It looks like Henry was saying CCIV is waiting on a vote to acquire Lucid Motors. So that could probably be a major catalyst there. So let's say if I was waiting for that news, right? Let's see, I've got CCIV on my watch list. I already filtered my news feed for that watch list. So I'm only getting news on those companies. And then I'm going to go over here to categories. And under categories, these are just all different types of tags that we have for different types of news, either by our AI system or for, from a manual news desk reporter. And so I can go to M&A here. I'm going to say, all right, I just want to make that purple. And if I wanted to only get merger and acquisition news, then I can just check that box there, click done. And you can see that, there's been M&A news on Churchill in the past. And it says polls remain open. This is back, actually recently. So that's the big news today, actually, is that the polls are remaining open. So when that comes to fruition, one way or the other, that obviously would have an impact on CCIV. So Rodrigo, should I just start going through some of, how to set up Benzinga Pro, find some day trades, things like that? I think you're on mute, man.
Let's ask the chat members what they want.
All right, always the voice of the people here, Rodrigo. And,
what do you guys want Jonathan to dig deep on? We can go. We got a format and everything. Don't worry. But
Neo in the chat. Let's see here. I'm looking at Neo. I forget when I almost got in on Neo, like back in the day. All right, so it just looks like it's just hanging out. Oh, this is just the 2-day. Let's look at the other chart. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of consolidation for a daily. Okay. So just drawing out recent low. Have you traded Neo, Rodrigo?
I traded a couple options like many months ago. I broke even on that, to be honest. Like that Neo, just because it's just been on a tear. I know a lot of people that they're addicted to Neo. Like that's the only thing they ask about. Like they wake up, hey, how's Neo doing? Like it's go to sleep, and every single day. So they do have a loyal fan base. They do have a loyal following, no doubt. It's the Tesla of China, right?
Yeah, and I mean, U.S.-China relationships is always a key factor there. But all I gotta say is, don't bet against China's government. That's when it comes to companies that they work with. That's my sentiment on it.
Ultimately, I stay away from anything connected with China government. I mean, there's definitely like way too much risk. Like there are so many other trades out there that you don't have to worry about something like that. Like, you're a CEO getting kidnapped or something like that. So, I'm not cool with that. So I guess I'm going to look at something else, not Chinese stocks. 100%. Jesse, you see, Jesse knows what I'm talking about right there. Me too. I agree. Okay, I guess we're all on the same page. So
I'm the odd one of the bunch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just prefer U.S. markets, man. It's just, not saying they're perfect, but definitely worse in other places. Um, so yeah, let's all right. So we did a couple filtering there. Now, can we filter, Jonathan? Did we filter the news feed by the watch list?
Yeah. So I can do some more here. So here I was filtering by both watch list and categories. So I was saying only show me M&A activity on these, like, I don't know, 10 stocks, 8 stocks.
Okay.
So I could take that category filter off and then get
Yes.
all the news.
Just on the stocks that we're doing now, right?
Exactly.
Okay, let's read a couple of stories there so we can summarize here the whole deal with the fellas and then their stocks.
So obviously semis have been a huge story recently. So just watching on the U.S. plans for securing that supply chain here, saying that they're investing $52 billion in semiconductor supply. That obviously has to do with AMD, NVIDIA, etc.
CMI, ChemBio to ship 4 million of World Health Organization qualified HIV tests to Ethiopia. Okay, so okay, that's definitely like some biotech or something.
And this is a good example of the value of the color coding, because as we're doing this, I'm on a different computer and I feel naked because I'm so used to having that color coding.
I have
just
my color coding always like on the filters. Like I can't do it without it.
I have to do this now.
Yeah.
Because so I'm going to biotech here, making that blue. I always make biotech blue. Because then it's like I know what to expect for some headlines.
You know what you're reading before you even read it, basically.
Exactly.
So just to simplify here, guys, if you just joined or you're trying to figure out what the hell we're doing here, Jonathan is filtering the news, like the source of the news and the type of news by color. So we're color coding news so that in that sense, once you get you're going over the news feed of the watch list that you set up, filtered by that, what you're reading already without even reading it. You know that, okay, this is an SEC filing. Okay, so they filed an SEC. It's just speed. Ultimately, it's just you want this information as fast as possible because there's somebody else on the other side of the trade who has that, and you don't want to be the one who doesn't have the tools and the tech, to do this job. Because the guy who's gonna take the other side of the trade from you, he will have it, and he probably will know something that you don't. So that's why you want to equip yourself with these kind of tools. Just makes you a better trader, period.
And I'm just looking at the chat again. XSPA, Express Spa. Who here, throw one in the chat if you were on, what was it, Power Hour, when Jason Raznick, our CEO, basically called Express Spa, and then like literally within 5 minutes, they came out with their news about COVID testing. Who was there? Who saw that historic point in time? Anyone? That was just absolutely nuts. Like, he was literally on the show and said, yeah, made a YOLO trade, Express Spa, and then boom, it was up like, I don't know, 50 or 70%. Yeah, you saw that, Kevin.
Kevin's all in there, dude.
Let's throw Baba on here. Okay, awesome. So anyways, as I'm adding these to the watch list, it'll automatically add it over here to the news feed. And notice how I went up here to sources. It says 20 sources now. That's because I clicked on press releases. These are really important if you want that split second news. Our news desk is lightning fast. It's going to be way faster than CNBC and those guys. But this is helpful just because it's very low latency. You don't have to wait for someone to type a headline. And I like to just differentiate between the press releases and Benzinga Wire, which is our main feed. And then SEC filings, I don't know, I'll just make that.
Well, the other thing, Jonathan, CNBC's running commercials all day, and you don't want to miss out on a news because they're on commercials, and also you don't want your news to be parsed, right? You don't want your news with a mixer. You want the facts. You want the news as it comes out, and that's kind of what Benzinga Pro does really well. It just gives you the facts. Like you digest that the way you feel you should digest it, but there's no spin on the news, is what I'm saying. Which is, as a trader, you want that.
See here, someone said neurometrics. Yeah, I saw this one. Was that yesterday? Or was that today? I saw this one earlier. Holy smokes.
Wait, is that the one? Someone told me about that like a couple of weeks ago. It go from like $1 to what?
It hit like 40.
Neuro. And what did they do exactly?
Wait, so this seems like, it was some sales results. Obviously the sales results are good. But I mean, come on. What was the market cap difference between, it was up from 1.36 million year over year.
1.6 million year. That's insane. So this went from $3 a couple days ago all the way up to 40. Like, that's insane. Let's see what Pro had on that. Let's see if Pro picked up anything, like a block trade or an unusual option activity or something.
So it looks like it had already had circuit breakers yesterday, and they're trading higher on continued momentum after the company announced that its coil device has received breakthrough designation from the FDA, so on and so forth. So this is like 3 days of momentum, basically.
Yeah, it's just, that's just an insane move.
So what I want to point out here is this started on Tuesday at 9 a.m. with this press release. And notice how this press release, I have a little trouble zooming in on PCs. I'm used to my Mac, but this is tagged with healthcare. Mm-hmm. So, a little bit here, we were just showing you those categories that you can highlight or filter for. That's why I follow healthcare, is I just love these biotech stocks. And then we had the follow-up.
It's headline. A love-hate thing, man. Biotech stocks, it's a love-hate thing. It's a binary thing, either we cure cancer or we don't.
Right.
You got to be careful on the biotechs. That's just...
of course you have those binary events that can make you rich or kill you. But then here's another one, FDA. So I'm always watching biotech and FDA. And then, so if we go back in time here on the chart, we can see, all right, what happened at 9 a.m. that day. Let's see if I can. And so, this is a pretty beautiful chart here. That's not even considering the next few days. But this is where people ask me, well, Jonathan, how can I use the news feed for swing trades? And granted, there's different types of swing trades, obviously. But that's why you would have your scanner, your news, because especially in this market environment, once you have a move that's from $4 to $10, I mean, was it really that $1 million increase in sales that made it go from then this morning it hit all the way up to 40 in the pre-market. So if you're watching these, then anything can happen really in this market environment.
I'm seeing a lot of people here trading biotech, man. Is that the new EV? Do we got a little new EV spice in the market, maybe? Seeing a lot of people trading UPC, WIZA, looking at all these crazy charts.
UPC. Holy smokes.
Look at WISA, man. I mean, those two are, I don't know. Looks like we got some biotech people here.
So this is interesting, where the news desk says that shares are trading higher on above average volume. Duh. I mean, you can see the volume sticks right down there. Not seeing any company specific news to justify the price action, but that's still helpful to know.
But that's really when somebody knows something, man. I've seen it. Like somebody knows something. The chart can tell you something that you cannot read. Like let's do. So this is a trade I took today. If you want to do the IGC, so I got up pretty early today, about 4:30, and I have like this alert on my Pro that this company IGC basically, and I just want to read it exactly how they put it out. I know you guys can't see it, but I have my other screen here with Pro. So basically, IGC, this company has been doing other stuff in the past, from what I understand. They like did marijuana and stuff, but looks like they received a patent from the United States and Trademark Office for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease. The patent is named ultra low dose THC and a potential therapeutic and prophylactic agent for Alzheimer's disease. So basically, this company is trying to create a treatment for Alzheimer's with THC, which I don't think it's done. It's from Israel, the company, and Israel has a lot of smart people, a lot of biotech smart people. So this alert. So who asked about the alert batteries? The alert came about 7:30 around there. I get my alerts on Pro by email as well. So I usually like first thing I wake up is I literally I scroll through my emails of alerts of and I see something like that and it picks up. So I got in like about $3 or so, sold about 4:30, around four, like lower fours. I was trying to get back in again, but ultimately I'm still gonna scale in. Like I sold the trade, but I'm scaling in on this one because we're not even on phase one. They just got the patent approved, so I think we're at the point where they need to start the phasing. Phase one, phase two, phase three, and last time I saw this Alzheimer company come up with some phase three thing or phase two, I mean, this thing went from like a couple dollars to like hundreds of dollars. So it's one of those stocks, and that's like what it is with biotech. They cure Alzheimer's, it's going to 1 million. They don't, it's going to pennies. So
Yeah, so just to point this out here, so Signals tool is one of the scanners, and IGC hit the Signals tool with a price spike at 720 this morning. And so then if I go over here it had started to move up significantly.
yeah, it's all pre-market. It was just fire pre-market, like sometimes pre-market's all you need.
Now, when did you get out?
Pre-market.
Okay, so because Beatrice was saying, a lot of people
a lot of people. So if you go, I want you to, okay, Jonathan, so let's do daily and scroll way back, and you're going to see that, this was actually, there was a level of resistance over there. So there were a lot of sellers already trapped there, and there were sellers trapped from before that. So, when a stock has like that pattern where it's just dipped so much, there's always going to be people trapped in the top, and you can't do anything about it. Even if the stock is amazing, there's always going to be some sort of rejection at one point because a lot of people are way underwater. So, you should expect that. But ultimately, if they come through with this, I mean, it's definitely not going to. But like, here's the thing: by the time this thing is at phase three, I don't think it's going to be $2-3. I think it's going to be a little higher because it's going to build up from phase one, phase two, phase three. And Alzheimer's is really something that there just hasn't been any breakthroughs on it. It's like that one side of healthcare that we just don't know how the hell to, treat it. So it's something new, right? It's not the typical medicine that we've been using to even try to treat it. So it's just a different approach. It's definitely a risky play, no doubt. But this one even has options, so you could play it with options too.
And just for Beatrice in the chat, the news was the 7 a.m. press release on the patent. So basically, there's the patent. And so, that might be something for us to keep in mind, just as we're remembering that we have the news feed available. We can just
Search
search for
patent.
the term patent, and that's going to give us quite a few results to consider.
This is a database. First of all, this is a proprietary patented database of press releases that come out across pretty much across every, serious PR company that, corporations do release their news. So this is something that, like, there'll be many cases where you can't find the news anywhere else besides Benzinga Pro, because, we accumulate all that data. We aggregate all that data.
Yeah. So then someone was saying WISA. This is a good one. So we actually had an exclusive headline on this morning.
On Wizard?
Yeah, and so it looks like there was a press release at 7 a.m. We actually were talking with a company, and it looks like they launched their Amazon storefront. And so they had already been moving based off of some other moves, but then, they were already moving based off of some other news. But then this came out today, and you can see that our Zoltan has been hard at work. He's on our breaking news team, building relationships with these companies so that you guys can get news before anyone else. And then if we look at the chart here, this is the day chart still. So you can see, it was up significantly yesterday, but then it had this huge gap up and then went all the way up to $7. So as I just look at the news for that, I'm going back down to the previous couple days. It looks like they kind of double stacked that news. Where the previous day they had another exclusive where they had that certified program.
So what's Benzinga exclusive for the folks that don't know what what it is?
It's the only way to get news before the press releases or like other companies. So if you have an editorial team that builds relationships, you've seen this in the past with Bloomberg or Wall Street Journal or these other big names. It takes a lot of effort to build relationships with companies so that they're willing to break news through your company instead of just doing a press release. So basically it's saying that we have news that's available. Like here, this was at 6:29 a.m. and you would have had 31 minutes to take advantage of that news.
Yeah, every time you see Benzinga exclusive, like, that baby just pops, man. I've seen it. I've traded it. Like, these things, that is why you need fast breaking news. You get in early before everybody else, and then you sell when you feel comfortable, right? For me, it could be 20%. You could be looking for something a lot bigger. That's your call, right? But ultimately, that's how you get in early before everybody else, right? You get the news faster, put simply.
Cool. And then Jesse, everyone loves weed. THC to the rescue.
Oh, that's for IGC? Yeah.
Yeah, for the Alzheimer treatment.
Yeah, that's crazy. But you'd never think that you'd give that to a patient to remember things, right?
All right, cool. So let's see here. So what we're basically showing you is just how you can do some research here on specific companies. You want to use the details tool just to get all of your news on that one company. Very quickly switch to your chart. You can do some technical analysis on here. Like, this would be on my watch list, even if I didn't get in on this initial move. And then I could have tracked these highs from the previous day. And then what do you know? As soon as it starts taking off the next day, of course, it's primed and ready to go because it was already on everybody's scanners from the day before. So you could just throw this on a watch list, and that updated. Notice how as soon as I threw that on my watch list, it also updated my signals tool because now it's including those moves. And then you could look at some peer companies. We've been talking a lot about biotech. so far this evening. So whether it's a biotech company or a company like Summit Wireless, you can look at some other potential plays depending on the sector.
That is, you see, like we've literally gone over so many like strategies on really how to use. Ultimately, like everything's there in front of you. You just have to really look for it. But if you're not looking, you're not going to find it, right? You got to be looking. You got to be scanning. Got to use those eyeballs. And talking about that, let's talk about the squawk where you don't need to use your eyeballs. You just sit back, relax, right?
Someone in the chat here says, I think CDXC will jump again soon before the earnings on August 3rd. So I just want to take a look there. Let's take a look at the past. You know, if we're talking about earnings.
Yeah, just 1 second. We got Ron asking about. I just want to. I'm just going to put in the link here. Ron, what Jonathan is using is Benzinga Pro with all the features for the, for the options mentorship that we have with Nick Shaheen. So if you do want to get in there, I'm just going to drop the link. It is 50% off if any of you guys want to, take it out for a spin, 14-day money back guarantee. But yeah, that's what we're using here. So you guys know what we're actually using in case you're new or, or trying to try something new.
Cool. So yeah, I always like to look at the day chart. Thinking that it's going to go up into earnings on August 3rd was a comment. And then I always like to look back at past earnings results. So if I click on the calendar tab within the details tool, I can just take a quick peek and say, all right, out of the past, 10 quarters, how many times did they beat earnings expectations versus missing expectations? And, we're dealing with such small numbers here. Those percentages can jump around a lot. But it looks like they missed the past 2 quarters. But then before that, they were exceeding expectations. So we're talking about actual earnings. I mean, it's still negative. So I don't even know what this company does, but it doesn't appear to be a positive EPS. Or the financials here. We could take a look at the financials, look at the cash flow, say, all right, net change in cash, balance sheet, etc. Assets. Anyways. See, I'm reading the, BBIG.
Tom, just want to answer. We're getting some questions here. We're seriously getting some questions here. Okay, who's the mentor? Well, just for you guys, just to recap in case you just joined, this is the trading squad with Jonathan Mallard and your boy Rodrigo here. So we're here pretty much to help you guys find good trades, show you how to use Pro, because ultimately that's what we are using. And, we're able to snag some good trades, right? So why not share it? Ultimately, this is for you guys. But yeah, that's what we're doing here. So if you ever, get off work and we just don't want to go to work and want to trade out, trade the after hours, or we're going to be here. So let's see. Is Benzinga Pro downloadable app or your computer? So it's a website pretty much where we have our platform embedded and coded inside. So, I mean, you'd have to, go into the website for that. But yeah, thanks for the, any questions. All right. So
let's see here. It looks like this is a screenshot that Nick had. Beatrice was asking who's the mentor. And so, I think Nick should be back with us on here on Sunday, but every day he's in the chat room here. He kind of gives a trading plan for the day, and he answers questions throughout the entire day. People are in here on the weekends sharing, watch list charts, etc. I was just going up here to try to find his trading plan for today. Here's him. Nick's talking about Twitter's implied volatility this week. This week 245, next week 100. So if I'm going to buy a call or put for next week, I can sell one against it for this week. Not a trade recommendation. It's an example. Blah blah blah.
Oh, that's from the chat. That's from the options. That's the Inner Circle chat room and from the options mentorship.
Yeah, this right here, he's literally telling people, different ways that you're able to structure trades. And don't worry, if you don't trade options, this might seem a little complicated, but it's just you can take baby steps, and over time just kind of pick up on what he's laying down. And we have a bunch of videos and stuff.
Shout out Ron, man. This guy, I've been looking at a lot of different options over the last year for a community scanner, decent dashboard interface. You guys seem to be the best by a long shot. I'm taking the plunge. Welcome to the family, man.
That touches my heart, Ron. Thank you. Thanks for being here, man.
Well, Ron, we got a lot of developers on the back end, a lot of editors, writers around the world that, these guys are just hustling hard. Inside here, we got Bert, Ross, a lot of people have put in so many hours to making sure that this platform is looking beautiful. This platform is working, helping you make money on your trade. So there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Obviously, we're here showing you the front end, but the back end is just as magical. I promise.
All right. Let's see here. I just wanted to, there's this other tool, the calendar. I want to see if there was a lot of unusual options activity today. With earnings, it's always interesting to see what the hedge funds might be doing. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to go down here to trade price and say, I want to see trades greater than 99,000.
So you're filtering out the weak money.
Yeah. So right here, I've got, we have the smart money, and then we have the not as smart, but not dumb money.
This is retail versus institution, right? Following the smart money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're smart, but we're not. Anyways, we're not that smart.
We're smart, but not that smart. Good one, Jonathan.
So, anyways, I've got the total trade price here, and I'm just saying, show me stuff that's about 100 grand and up, and then I'm gonna filter it by volume over open interest, looking for that volume spike. I'll say greater than 0.1. or 1/10 of the current open interest. And then I'm going to filter it down by trade count. Say greater than 25. I had to, break it up into at least 25 routes there. And then I like to sort by symbol, looking for the same strike price, same expiration date. And okay, so we got call sweeps. Oh, and I'm going to add in that sentiment. So I want to see, are they buying or selling these calls? Drag that over here. Today was so crazy, man. I didn't even have time to do this ahead of time. So this is live. I mean, this is right now, just looking at this. Oh, and the last thing I want to do is add the time. So what's really cool here is where you can see, is this zoomed in enough, by the way? I feel like this might be really small.
Yeah, it actually is small. I have to zoom in to read it, but that's just me on the back end. Give us a 1 in the chat if you can read what Jonathan is showing you there, or if we need to zoom in there.
Maybe this will help people some.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So so for right now, and then I'll get rid of some of these columns. I don't really need the trade type. I think this is pretty good. Then anyways, so what's going on here with Airbnb? Right now it's around $140, and we see these. Oh, these are bearish. All right, so they're selling calls. All right, but that was for an expiration of 8/20. Okay, so I might, and then we've got Amazon bullish calls for tomorrow at 36.70.
Hey, really quick, Jonathan, I just want to address a little quick comment here. Josh, been thinking about buying Benzinga Pro. Looks like somebody else is offering their trading experience and knowledge. So it's way better if you come through Benzinga Pro, 100%. At the end of the day, we do have, I mean, we are the issuer of the product. We do have the development team here. We have the customer success team here. We have all the pro professionals. We have the mentors. On top of that, you do have a 100% verified community of Benzinga subscribers. And, at the end of the day, we're here all together. Our community is global, worldwide. So that's probably what I would tell you. We're grinding here pretty much every day as well. We have weekend sessions where we go deep, take a deeper dive into the option trades with Nick Shaheen. So we have different mentors here. We keep bringing you different trade ideas. Ultimately, this, it would be a better idea, in my opinion, to go through Benzinga directly. Of course, that's, there wouldn't even be a question. Josh, just wanted to, go over that.
And I definitely respect, I respect a lot of our partners. So, of course, every trading school wants Benzinga data, and they pay us a lot of money for it. The difference is that you'll get it in piecemeal. So, I totally respect a lot of the other services that are out there. What you wouldn't have with some of those other services would be this type of filtering, like on the news feed, having that comprehensive experience where you could scan the entire market, and rather than you can get Benzinga news on Thinkorswim or on we're the #1 news provider to North American brokerages. What you can't do is all this customization and filtering so that it goes from data parallelization to an actual executable trade.
So basically, yeah, you want to go through Benzinga if you want the real deal. Okay, he's trying to put it in a nice way, but yeah, that's what it means.
No hate. Just come over to Benzinga.
What time is Nick on Sunday? Nick, the top dog options expert, he is coming on Sunday with us. So we're gonna keep rocking. We keep rocking here, guys. We don't stop. All right. We keep bringing in the education. We keep bringing the mentorship. We keep hooking you guys up as much as we can until I get called my attention for it. But I try to hook up as much as I can. So, this is what we have here. We have a beautiful community. So thanks a lot. A lot of the comments here before. But let's get back to the trades here for the subscribers. Let's see what they're looking at there.
By the way, Rick, that's at 7 p.m. on Sunday. That's the answer. 7 p.m. Eastern. Be here. B square. It'll be a good.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it. You will at least learn one or two things every time, right? You're gonna go over trades with us and stuff, and we want to hear from you too. Let's trade ideas, literally.
DTE, Beatrice. DTE means days to expiration. So you've got the expiration date right here, and that is August 6th. So 15 days from today, that contract will expire.
Tom is asking about if Benzinga Pro comes with a stock screener. Do you want to hit? We actually have 3 different scan. Do you want to touch on that, Jonathan, so you can show them?
Sure. Yeah. So our stock screener is good for just building a watch list, really more of a static watch list based off of fundamental or technical variables. I did zoom in a bit, but in fact, I'll zoom out 1 click here, just so you can see that left-hand navigation bar. So it'll be towards the bottom of that navigation bar. And then, I can just come in here and say, all right, I just personally, I really like relative volume. So I could say, show me some stocks that are spiking in volume today. And I could say over 1.5. So it's a 50% spike in volume compared to the past 90 sessions. And then, maybe I'm looking for something that's oversold. Maybe I'm trying to buy the dip. So I could say less than 30. And then, I could do, whatever you're looking for. Maybe then you're looking for a percent deviation from the 52-week low even. So maybe I'm saying up greater than 1%. All right, so now I can just start clicking through these, and I have a little watch list that I can click through and see whether or not that fits my trading plan.
So we have a couple scanners, and this is the one you would recommend for scalping, or would you recommend this for?
This is just for general research, really.
Mhm.
For scalping, we have some other like high speed scanners for scalping and that type of thing.
Specifically, yeah, specifically for scalpers. And just so you know, guys, these tools, we didn't just, made them up. Like we take feedback pretty seriously. So if you guys, eventually if a lot of people are asking for like a tool, we'll have to give it to you guys. We're going to have to hook it up. That's just how it is. So these tools came out of the customer request, right? We want a scanner for this. We want a scanner to help us do this specifically, just scalping, right? So because a scanner really has so much diversity that ultimately narrowing it down to a different type of trade is immensely helpful. I know because I use it. I got IGC on the scanners today because I know someone was asking, how did I find IGC? It's in my pro scanner. It's in my scanners. I scan every morning for this stuff. And you should be doing it too. We got the best scanners out there. We open when everybody else is sleeping. We're up at 4 a.m. Our scanners are literally running, okay, through our servers while Thinkorswim and everybody else is sleeping until 8 a.m., 7:30 a.m. And you know what? I don't like doing that. I want to trade with the best tools out there. I don't cut myself short. I know that the market is already against me as a retail trader. So you have to get the best tools. I mean, ultimately, or it's just going to cost you money for not, it's just the data. Really, that's what it is. Data is the new oil. Period.
All right, and so what I did here was we're talking about these scanners, right? And these are two of the more high-powered scanners. We were taking a look at the Signals tool earlier because we saw what was that company? We filtered it by our watch list earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The one that you traded, Rodrigo.
IGC.
Yeah, so we're just talking about IGC, right? So
Yeah.
IGC shows up on the Signals tool at 7:20 a.m. with that price spike.
And then all you had to do was click on it and you would see. So let's just click on this and you'll see what I saw in the morning. You see that thing on the top that says, why is it moving? That's literally somebody at Benzinga writing that for you. It's not automatic. So imagine how many people we have out there that are literally scanning every single stock out there just to make your life easier and help you make money. Isn't that nice that somebody's trying to look out for you and stuff? So, whoever it was in that.
Shout out to Randy.
Randy hooked it
Randy's
up.
our boy, man.
Yo, give it up for Randy, guys.
Pumping out these headlines. I'm an early riser until Rodrigo dragged me into this YouTube fun. I'd roll into the office at 5:45, 6 a.m. and because I'm crazy. And Randy's already here. He's literally already here. No matter what I do, I can't beat Randy to the office, and that's because he's pumping out these why is it moving headlines.
Yeah,
so just to answer Beatrice, yes, we're about as pre-market savvy as it gets.
Everybody in the chat needs to shout out to Randy. Like Randy is top of the line, man. Let's get some Randy vibes here, guys. Ultimately, Randy's just knocking it out of the park, hooking it up for you
guys. Right now. He is definitely asleep right now. But but I'll show him a clip of this later.
But you see what I'm trying to say? That we're all a team here. Like we are showing you the tools, and there's people working just as hard on the back, literally making the dream come true for you guys. So it appears on my scanners, it appears on my Signals tool. I click on it, and somebody from Benzinga already put in why it's moving. You know how much time that saves me? Ultimately, that's why I was able to get in about $3 or something like that, because I saw it fast. And these things move very fast, especially in pre-market. Yo, we got some Randy vibes here.
Yeah,
let's go. Randy.
I gotta take a screenshot of this on my laptop. I'm sorry. This is this is what motivates him. You want the people who create the content that makes you thousands of dollars to feel loved and appreciated.
I love Randy. I'm gonna put it out there. I love Randy. Today, Randy hooked it up.
All right. All right, let's see here. Josh is asking, what might your plays be for tomorrow? So So, we've shown you some different ways to find information. And one of my favorite things to do, number one, if I'm looking at plays for tomorrow, the first thing that I usually do is I go to one of our more simple tools like the movers tool. Let's say if I don't have a real pulse on the a particular watch list of stocks, if I just want to see the overall market, I go to this movers tool. And I'm not a rocket scientist. I want to keep it simple. So I'm like, just show me the gainers for today, for the entire regular session. Or, you know what? Actually, if we're looking at tomorrow, we might want to look at the after hour session. What happened from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.? And then I can change this to the entire session. And boom, look at this. So now, and by the way, I did that by clicking that blue bar at the top. So I hid those filters. And now we can say, wow, Socket Mobile up 79%. This looks like an earnings play. What in the world was their earnings for them to be up 79%? Earnings per share 27 cents, beat the 3 cent estimate. Sales at 6 million. Yeah, you know what? That's probably worth it. That's not your. That looks legit. So yeah, this would definitely be on my watch list, because what do we say? After it has a huge spike like this, if I get off this day chart, huge spike like this, came back down. And now the question is, what's going to happen at 4 a.m.? What's going to happen at 7 a.m.? What's going to happen at 9 a.m.? So then in fact, I need a new watch list. Let's just start building our watch list for tomorrow. So this is my 723 watch list. Great watch list. All right, so now that exists, and I can go to watch.
And this is a separate watch list from the one that we built for the subscribers, right? So you can have different watch lists, right?
Yeah, I can just switch between whatever ones I want.
Okay. I didn't know that, because I actually just have like one huge watch list, and I feel like I know what stocks are what, like sector, meme stocks, whatever. But being able to have it in different watch lists is, I mean, at this point I already have over 100, so I'm not gonna start doing that right now. But it definitely helps being able to have different watch lists. Like for this trading week, or meme stocks like on the side, and so you don't mix that with your real portfolio, maybe, if you didn't want to. But that's it. And is it on? How many watch lists can you have, Jonathan?
I mean, there's not really a technical limit.
Unlimited. So unlimited.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't tried to create 100 watch lists, but
all right. So we got a challenge here, guys.
All right, what's going on with NXRP or NRXP? Company announced first successful commercial formulation for this product, enabling volume manufacture, shipping, and stockpiling of COVID-19 medication subject to regulatory approval. That seems like extra fortunate timing for that headline when I'm looking at some headlines on unnamed news channels saying, Pennsylvania, requiring masks in public places. So this is still a play.
What is this talk about? Like, what is this? Break it down to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Okay, what do they do?
Well, little Rodrigo, this company makes some type of medicine to help people who are sick, and now they can make more medicine and make more money from selling that medicine. There we go. So they're up 24% earlier, and then it looks like they're continuing to move up this evening.
This is a COVID-related stock.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and throw that on our watch list. I mean, it seems like I'm cheating, right? It seems like,
Oh, you're totally cheating. You're totally cheating versus the guy who's just using his cell phone with a broken screen on Robinhood. You're totally cheating. It's unfair, guys. That's why you need this thing, man. You can't try to wing it. try and do everything from your phone.
And then, okay, this is interesting. UPC, this is just on above average volume, not seeing company specific news. I always want to go back a couple days. Okay, so this is interesting. Now, we've seen some charts already tonight where it was up like this. And I'm sure a lot of people thought, wow, that's a very significant move. But then what happened over the next few days? I mean, if this hits $20, who's going to be talking about $4? So I'm not saying that's going to happen. All I'm saying is throw it on a watch list so that you're aware of that.
My Lord.
Faster if it does happen.
Yeah, this is, if you are thinking about buying this right now, I suggest to chill for a bit, let it simmer down. It's an insane move. That's an insane move. So I would either be
Rick
looking
is calling us out on the East Coast. Sorry, Rick. It's like, mention the time zone.
Oh, my bad. You're totally right, Rick.
Yeah.
But who knows, man? It looks so bullish, especially after hours. But
I mean, it's just kind of hanging out up here. So it kind of pushed back up to try to reach, what was it? It's trying to break through $5 right at the after hours close there. So we'll see what happens at 4 a.m. All right, so you can see this is not rocket science. I'm literally all I did was I went to Gainers after hours session. I collapsed that, and I'm clicking through these, just looking at the charts and seeing what the news catalysts are for these. So lots of times what you want to pay attention to here is what type of news, if any news. I mean, we saw one of these was up just off of unusual volume, to try to get a better idea of, okay, this is a fundamental item like that earnings news that we saw that could carry it on for a few days, or is this just a pump and dump situation, which does matter. So looks like this is a distribution and supply deal from Acor. Let's see if this is tagged. This is global. So commercialize Imbrija in Spain. And this is really how I learned how to trade off of the news. If you're kind of new to trading off the news, this is a great way just to familiarize yourself. Holy smokes, Snap is up 17%. I just interrupted myself. But you can see here, this is earnings news and it's tagged with earnings. But you want to pay attention to, all right, what's the data? What's the phrasing of this headline? And what are the category tags associated with that outsized move? That way you can be better prepared in the future. And you could say, all right, I'm going to go over to my news feed and I'm going to filter for some of these favorite categories. So I'm just going to give all of you my short list right now for some of these categories. And this particular list, I'm talking about breaking headlines right now. There's something else called WIM. Why is it moving? And that's very helpful because just because it moved once doesn't mean it's going to stop moving. WIMs are great, but that does by definition mean that it already moved. So I'm going to go back in here, get rid of the WIM category. And let's talk about breaking news. So the number one thing that we want is exclusives and market moving exclusives. And I really need to zoom in here. This is just so tiny. Who could read this? So we've got exclusives and market moving exclusives there. So number one, no matter what, you absolutely have to have the exclusive news coming only from Benzinga because you're not going to get it anywhere else. And then you probably want hot. Notice how I also have that in red there. So those are automatically in red. You want hot, you want the exclusives. And then I like analyst ratings. Particularly, I like initiations and upgrades. I don't really highlight those because there's so many of those, but immediately 5:30 a.m., I can go to my news feed and know which initiations are happening. And I'm going to skip down. I'm not going in order here, but what's correlated with these analyst ratings is rumors. So if I scroll down and I go to the news section, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of subcategories under news, and I have rumors highlighted in hot pink. There's been so many times recently where I see a rumor come out the night before off of Twitter saying, some analyst firm, we're hearing some analyst firm is going to upgrade XYZ stock. And what do you know? 6 a.m. the next morning, that stock is upgraded and it moves up, 10, 15%. Sometimes less than that, maybe 2 or 3% at times. But this is a great resource. And then I like FDA for those drug approvals, contracts, asset sales for cash for the company. I like some mergers and acquisitions.
So you're doing you're filtering the news feed, right? That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, sorry if that was.
Okay. No, just want to make sure because we got a lot of new people here. We have existing Benzinga Pro members here, so I just kind of want to simplify it for everybody. Did we touch on the calendar? We already touched on the calendar, right?
We can go back there. We didn't do too much with it.
Yeah, just.
But so what I was, just to recap here, maybe I sorry if this was taking a little bit long, but this is my short list. So this is what it looks like when I want to cut straight to the heart of that breaking news. So I'm going to cut through all the noise and just go straight to news that I know is most likely to move the price of a stock. So notice how Snap reported daily active users increased 23% year over year. That's definitely good news. And so how does that affect the price of Snap? Of course, everybody's paying attention to Snap. Everybody knows about Snap. But then if I look at the chart from 411, let's see if it was already up or not. So we can see here, trying to zoom in a little bit more. So this was at, all right, so the major move had already happened. So it started to move up at 409, then 410 was a big move, and this was a main headline at 411, although it did have a nice additional bump after that. So that's where anyways, that was just one quick example there with Snap. But you can see all I have to do, if I scroll down here to the pre-market, this is a 24/7 news outlet. Of course, it does quiet down between like midnight and 2 a.m. But look, we've got analyst ratings at around 5 a.m. And immediately you can also see it has some sentiment indicators there saying, hey, this is good news. Based off of our experience, you should probably take a second look at this. All right, far as saying bye, KDP, thank me tomorrow. I'll at least take a look at it. I mean, heck, why else are we here? We're talking about stocks for tomorrow, right? KDP.
Yeah, let's get into options, though. Let's talk a little bit about options. I know a lot of people here want to hear about options. Let's see what we can come up with, Jonathan.
All right, let's do it. So you want me to go over to the calendar with some of those options?
Yeah, that's the best way to look at the options, right?
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite way. I mean, you have some others. I got to get rid of all these workspaces. It's going to drive me crazy. By the way, if you ever do have a lot of workspaces and it drives you crazy, you could always double click on those at the top. You just rename it Screener, etc. And that way you can keep track of them. But anyways, I'll get back to the calendar tool here. You can view the unusual options on the calendar tool or on the signals tool. Earlier, I was showing you these unusual options. Maybe I shouldn't have deleted that one. But earlier, I was showing you these unusual options with the filters for the total trade price, volume over open interest, and trade count. And then we were looking at, some of those trades where an institution was doubling down on their bet, essentially. So I don't know if we ever really finished the thought process there, but if I just sort through these and scroll down, I think we're looking at what's going on here with INTC. Is this what you wanted to do, Rodrigo? Is this what you meant?
No, is that I saw some people asking about options. They wanted to, like, they had some questions on the, on Nick's, if Nick is using Benzinga Pro and if he's there in the chat room. Couple questions there. They got lost at the top. Just want to make sure we don't leave anybody behind.
Yeah, I mean, so Nick starts more with the technicals. So this options data is obviously very valuable, because if some institution is making a $500,000 trade multiple times over, then I want to know about it, right? That being said, Nick is very technically sound, and that is so in addition to these scanners, of course, we want to teach you how to fish rather than just give you a fish. But here you basically have both. You basically have Nick giving you multiple fish a day and then teaching you how to find it for yourselves. So you can see here he's answering a question and he's talking about Netflix, and then just mapping out some support and resistance levels on Netflix. He also uses a volume profile study here to show where more shares are traded on a particular company within a certain time frame. So
that's what I like about Nick, that he just goes, and ultimately I learned from Nick. Like, everything that I know about options came from Nick Shaheen, because I do have, I get his picks and I look at his trades on the chat room, and quite honestly, man, like it really is that community feeling that kind of made the difference for me, I guess.
I love this drawing. Sorry, I interrupted your very heartfelt history.
No, you're good. You're good. Just, mentioning that Nick did show me a lot about options, since years ago.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been with us for, I think, at least a decade now. So we go way back, and yeah. So I forget what the question was, but if you want to learn options, definitely hang out in the chat. And
yeah, that's a separate chat though, because that's not included. Like, if you get Benzinga Pro Essential, you don't get this chat room, which is really the options fire community, where we got people that are just option savages, just options every day. I talked to this one guy, literally, he does like 150 option trades a day, man. Like, a day. That's a lot of commissions that he's paying. But he told me he switched, so he's not paying anything. But he's like, wow, like, this is what I was looking for. I wanted a community just of option traders that know what they're talking about. Ultimately, and the people that are new as well, they're just learning from the best. Ultimately, that's what you want to do. Like, you do need a mentor. If you don't have a mentor, trading is one of those things that you need a mentor. Like, back in the day, like in the Greeks and the Romans, like, they all had pupils, right, and disciples and all this stuff. And they hooked you up, man. They showed you the ropes. But with trading, like, you just need somebody. Otherwise, you're gonna make the same damn mistakes that I made, blowing up your account twice, buying at the top, selling at the bottom. So ultimately, the mentorship really did help me a lot, no doubt.
I just want to check out. Look, guys, we're giving you a little nibble here, a little freebie, from Nick's notes here. TLT notes. Why I'm long? There's potentially big move in TLT up or down. He says up or down. He doesn't know. The reverse repo thing is going to cause a big shortage of assets, treasuries, so they will issue more. And then when they do, so he's literally giving an entire thesis here on TLT. When they do dilution, panic buying, spikes up to high heaven, and he says above my pay grade, but I did homework and those were my observations. So, I mean, this is just one example where he's breaking down his whole thesis on a particular stock, and he's not just pumping it. Obviously, he's saying, hey, it could go up or it could come back down. but here's why. Here are the variables that matter.
Yeah. So, I mean, if any of you guys do want to, take advantage of this, platform with the options mentorship and the inner circle, I'm just going to paste the link here. But yeah, like Jonathan was just touching over, we do have a full community here of option traders. That's something that it's our most popular program, to be honest. For some reason, a lot of option traders love Benzinga. So we have a community built just for you guys. And, I'm just quite honestly, like, starting from where I started trading, something I just always keep in the back of my head is that you really don't know what you don't know. So, like, I started in public chat rooms, and I later figured that, I'm just getting trapped in pump and dumps. And I had like 30 tabs open. The data was unreliable. It wasn't updated. And you really want the data to be, in order to be actionable, right? Data from 30 days ago, to me, is not that good, right? That's old data, and I don't like to act on old data. So you just can't ignore 30 days of the market, to be honest. So, I didn't have much of a strategy. I was pretty much staring at the screens like most of you guys are. And I wasn't getting any feedback, right? Especially no mentor from anybody like Nick. So ultimately, if you are new to this is something. Henry, that's you? Wow, that's crazy. I mean, it's almost like I know you guys without knowing you guys. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, I don't want you guys to go through the hoops and things that I went through. It's very frustrating when everything you buy goes down and you don't know why, and you're trying to find out why, and it just becomes so hard when you're doing it on your own, that ultimately, if I could have gone back and done one thing differently, it would have been like getting the education. I don't care spending $1,000 or $2,000 so that I don't lose 30, 40, 50 grand. And you'd be surprised, but those calls, I do get them of people that unfortunately they did not get the education before, and they've lost a lot of money, and we're talking about 6 figures, guys. So it's expensive to not have the education. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. If you want to experience it yourself, be my guest, but you're just gonna it's just, you'd rather not do that. It doesn't feel good. So and you could lose access to the markets if you get wiped out. So especially with options, right? You do want to make sure that when you're trading options, you are trading with a community, with a especially mentor, right? That can help you and make sure that you're not making any dumb trade ideas, that you're not going way far out, and ultimately that your trades make sense. And yeah, there is a 90% win rate for Nick Shaheen. That's correct. That's from the Inner Circle chat room. So I don't know what you guys trade. If you're trading calls, puts, or verticals, whatnot, but whatever it is that you're doing, make sure that you know what you're doing before you're even trying to do it. Don't try to do something just because you saw like a YouTube video, or you heard some social media person talk about it. Ultimately, you want to, when you want to learn, you should learn from like verified mentors, educators. People in social media profiles are not mentors, or not educators. They're 19-year-old, 20-year-old kids who got lucky a couple times with their parents' money. Okay. As I'm assuming that most of you guys here definitely are serious about trading, so treat it as such. It's not fun and games when you lose all your money. It's fun and games when you're up, right? Because you got lucky, but that's not going to last a long time. I promise you that. So don't rely on luck. Try to rely on on experience, because luck will run out. Experiences last a lifetime, right? So yes, and it is with Nick. Yes, Patrice, it is with Nick. Benzinga Pro is for world. I mean, you can be anywhere in the world and use Benzinga, and you can find any stock there, any research there. But basically, what I want to avoid is that you guys don't do like what I like to call vacuum trading, right? Which is one of the main reasons traders lose money. It's time that you take you're trading seriously, because instead of being in Reddit chat rooms full of fake profiles and bots, you want to be trading with a loyal, verified, helpful community that really goes a long way. Nick comes through for you guys. You might not know this because you guys like are on the other side, but I see Nick working, and this guy just doesn't stop. And you got to respect that. The guy's passionate about what he does. He's passionate about giving you guys the education, giving you guys that mentorship, because he does care about you guys, and That's why we're working with Nick, right? That's why he's been with us for like 12 years. So the man is doing something right. And being our most popular like type of trade subscription options, there's something going on there for us to be going 12 years strong and just getting better. So ultimately, yes, I mean, you do want to trade with a community that has your best interest at heart. That way you not only you're learning, but you're also like, earning through that time. Because what you see is that sometimes you get education in bits and pieces. It's like, yeah, this is, buy here and sell here, and you're paying $5,000 for that. And there's no really like logistical explanation, no reason of the trade, no back end explanation of really the setup of the trade and outcome. So, I've tried different services, and I can tell you there's nothing more bang for your buck than Benzinga. Like, and I was using it already before. So, it was just like peanut butter and jelly coming together. but yeah, I mean, that's ultimately what you want to do. You want to learn from an experienced mentor. You want to get some sense kicked into your trades, because if you're new, I guarantee you're not doing things right. If you just started, like, you might have gotten lucky a couple times. I did. When I started trading the first couple times, I was banking and I thought I knew everything. I'm like, yo, I got this. But you keep making more trades that way and you'll see what happens. Eventually luck does run out. You don't want to rely on it, but yeah, you do want to step up your game, because firms and other traders are doing this and they're able to consistently trade in the green. It's not rocket science. They just get the right tools. That's it. And if you don't have the right tools, like, I mean, why do you think maybe you're not being as profitable as a trader or getting that many green trades? Maybe you're spending too much time doing research because you got 30 tabs open like me and your internet is slow. Eventually, you're going to have to find a better way, right? That would be Benzinga Pro for you guys. But pretty much options is really like, I like it. The reason why I like options is because you see, Nick does a lot of technical analysis. He doesn't just do like, how do I put this? He doesn't just explain everything to you and baby feed you all the data and do the research. Like, he does all that regardless. But the technical analysis that he brings to the table, some people join who don't trade options just so they can trade what he's trading, right? Not by options, by stock. So, we do have a big following here for Nick, and not just for options, but for technicals and for just market, digesting the news. And, we have him here on pre-market prep on other shows. He's got his opinion, and ultimately, as traders, we do want to bounce opinions from each other, right? So, that's what we're doing in the chat room, right? I might do some research on pro. I come back to Nick and I'm like, hey, Nick, what do you think about this? Do you, are you bullish on this? Are you bearish on this? Like, where are you with this trade? And, he sets me straight. He's like, okay, this is what I would do. And like literally 3 times I've asked for advice. The 3 times he's been right. And, it comes a point where you just gotta let go and, understand that he's the mentor, he's the educator, and really you're there to learn. So, that's the good thing, at least, Nick having that mindset where he actually wants to help you guys. So,
and I just want to say really quick, like normally we've only given this discount for the annuals, and it's still the best deal that.
Well, we're gonna take it off soon though anyway. So I mean, it's just the last people that signed up.
Right. And so, and do they still get the laptop, or do we run out of those laptops?
Well, I mean, we got a couple people that signed up. I think there are about 3 laptops left. So if any of you guys do want to join, there's about 3 laptops left. You do get a laptop with the annual subscription. And, it's something that might help you, right? I mean, if you're trading for your phone or you have an old laptop, you can use that. It'll help you for sure. You're welcome, Beatrice. We're grinding here for you guys every day. Like, as long as there's a heartbeat, we're talking stocks, right?
Absolutely. And so just today only, we've extended that also to the monthlies. So you're still going to pay more.
We got that approved?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Neil texted me and he's given 50% off of the monthlies, so that I put it in the chat there, but it's like normally it's $347 a month. So obviously, that's what, like $4,000 a year almost. But that's down to $173 a month. If you do it for the whole year, we'll throw in a laptop for free. But that $170 a month, you can use the code NICK50. So I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Rodrigo, but I mean, that's a pretty huge deal. Like, we have not done that before ever.
Yes, Josh, 1683 for the year is for Benzinga Pro with the Inner Circle chat room from Nick, with Unusual Options activity, with the laptop, and yes, Rodrigo and Jonathan are included in the deal. No doubt that is coming. That's a freebie. We're the freebies. Doing this for you guys is, is what we like to do, right? We like to come here and chill with you guys and talk stocks. It is both. Yeah, Faraz, it is both. So you get, Josh, you get Benzinga. So you could get Benzinga Pro by itself without the chat room, and you'll end up paying more. So yeah, you do want the chat room. You do want the options mentorship. This 50% will expire tonight at midnight. So you do have about 2 hours and 30 minutes or something like that to be able to take advantage of this 50% off that we're doing. If you do have any questions, Jonathan, maybe you can throw down my contact there because I know a lot of people here eventually end up, calling me or emailing me. And feel free to give me your story. I like to talk to you guys. I want to hear where you guys are coming from. I want to hear about your trading career, your trading journey. What are you looking at? Stocks. Let's stay in touch, man. We're gonna make this, a fun time, right? We want to make sure that we can always, bring you guys the information that you want to hear, right? Because ultimately, yeah, I'm doing my own trades and I got my own thing, but I want to hear what you're doing. I want to see what you're trading. I want to hear what you're seeing. And that way we can bounce it off, right? And we could talk, we could talk about it. So Arian, is there a code to use for the yearly purchase? Yes, it's NICK50. It's already applied. So it's already applied there, so you don't have to do anything. And Ron, I just want to say something, man. Welcome to the family.
Let's go. Let's hear it for Ron.
All right?
Ron.
Let's give it up for Ron, guys. Welcome, man. That's what I'm talking about. You got to take your trading seriously, man. It's about time, right? We can't be playing games. We can't be going by data 30 years expired. No, man. We're trying to make money, not lose money. Come on. All right. Would you send a laptop in Australia? Of course, man.
Hell yes.
Exactly like Mallard said. Hell yeah. But yeah, we're going to keep this code active till midnight, just so you guys know. Because usually sometimes I get calls the next day like, hey, man, can you please hook it up? I didn't have time. I mean, it's just want to make sure that, we can help you guys. Let's see.
Just taking a look at charge point here. There we go. Like, what was going on with this day chart?
But Teresa is asking if we're giving a free webinar. I mean, we're here with you guys. We have paying members on this call. We have trial users. We have people that have nothing. We have people that have our options newsletters. There's a whole bunch of like a mixed bag of people here that ultimately makes the Benzinga community, right? So yeah, we are doing this for you guys. But the sessions with Nick Shaheen, those are weekend only, and that's only for chat members. So we don't do anything there. That's literally Nick going all in into his, into his natural self being. And so that way you take a full deep dive, get to know Nick, talk with him, get his feeling for what you're looking at, bounce off trade ideas, learn, get feedback, take out that pen and paper, because it's time that you really take options trading to the next level. Forget about this whole Reddit chat board thing you've been doing, okay? Trying to play meme stocks. I know a lot of you guys might be doing that here. Let's try to trade options with somebody that is consistently winning, right? Because that's the problem, right? A lot of people try to hit that lottery ticket. You might hit it one time, but then the next time you might lose it all. So that's called gambling, and honestly, I don't like doing that. I've done it before. It doesn't always end well. Sometimes you'll make killer gains. Sometimes you will make killer losses too. So ultimately, the way that Nick trades, it is, a little bit more of what I like now, on the safer side, on the consistency side. I'm not trying to get these lottery tickets, man, every time. It's just you can't time these things, you know? So ultimately, you do want to trade. You do want consistency. If you're an options trader, that's the number one thing you want, consistency. And that's what Nick brings to the table. That's why we have such an awesome membership. So let's see. Ron is saying one options trade can easily pay for a month subscription. Of course, it can pay for 10 months. It could pay for 10 years. I made a couple of trades with Pro. I mean, could end up buying Pro for me and 10 strangers, okay? So yes, once you get the tools to trade, you're going to be able to do better. That's common sense. You know, it's like you're trying to let's say set up furniture and you don't even have like the right screws, right? So like you're not going to do that. You're going to have a choppy chair that's going to be breaking because you don't have the tools to actually like set it up correctly, you know? So yeah, and it's funny because I actually do, like, you guys really do a good job of staying in touch with me, like, once you sign up, and the feedback I'm getting, it sounds like you guys are banking, you know? You guys are banking, and you're learning a lot, and ultimately you appreciate, all the work that we're putting in to give you these webinars here that we're doing. So, like, Jonathan and I really, we don't have to do this. Like, we're here because we want to give you guys the support that you need, the support that you require. We want to be here for you because ultimately that's what we want to do, right? We want to make sure that not only are you able to learn to use the tools with Pro, but you see that we have 24/7 customer support, but look, we also have webinars every single day going over tools with you, which is, it's something that we're doing just for you guys. So always let us know about your feedback, your experience. I love hearing about you guys, about what you're doing. So, just let's create that environment here where we just talk about stocks. We just talk about making money. We talk about trades, about education. That's what we're about. Most of the time, tools pay for themselves. Absolutely. That's what tools do. Absolutely. Let's see. Shout out to Derek, Carlos, Dominic, and Gregory. Welcome.
Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what we're going to see you guys tomorrow there, okay? So get in the chat room, email me. Let me throw there my information there. And that way we can stay in touch. I want to make sure that everything's smooth, nice with you guys, and make sure that everything works and make sure that you have no questions. Especially, and just so you know, we're doing this almost every day. Almost every day. So, you can always contact us here. You can call us, email us. I know that a lot of people, there's a lot of people that I sign up that eventually they just come to the webinars and this is where we hang out. So, so we can do that too. Let's see. Arian, you're getting your monthly? Nice. Whenever you're ready to go to the annual, give me a call and I'll hook it up. No doubt. I'm the king of hookups. All right. That's what I do here. I hook it up all day, like even when I'm sleeping, no doubt. So let's see. Let's answer a couple questions here. Do you have Canadian platform? We have a US platform and you can find Canadian stocks there.
I will say the TSX is on our list for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. You can find Canadian. I've done that. I have Canadian stocks in my watch list and I get everything. Let's see. When you say chat room, are you talking about the one on this dashboard or like a disc? We're talking about a chat room inside Benzinga Pro. Okay. Just to clarify, guys, the chat room by itself, if you want to buy the chat room by itself, it's $6,000. Just the chat room. If you want to buy Pro with all the tools that we're like hooking you up with here, you're looking at $3-4 grand, like, a year. So you're getting for a fraction of a fraction, literally, all these tools here. I don't know until when we're going to have this 50% off on this price. We could end up taking it off tomorrow if management says so. So ultimately, as a friend, as a trader, take advantage of this 50% off, because if it's not there and management takes it off, my hookup skills might be challenged. So I would just take advantage of it today. That's all I would say, to be honest. But if you do need help, Carlos Brito, how can I call you for the annual? You can call me at this number on the screen, and make sure that leave a voicemail, because I do have some calls from you guys. I have a lot of emails from you guys here as well, and I will be following up with all of you. But yeah, Ron, so this chat room is exclusive for Benzinga Pro. We don't have Discord on this because we need to verify real people. We need to verify that you're a real paying customer. We really take quality control seriously in the chat room. It's literally strictly education, making money, trading ideas. That's all we talk about there. We don't get sidetracked with anything else with the noise. So we do keep it, we like to keep it, for what it is, so that everybody has a great experience. And, so that way, this is a real person who is a Benzinga Pro member who is on the options mentorship package, basically taking his options trading seriously, right? That's kind of what I didn't like about public chat rooms. You got a bunch of fake profiles, fake accounts, pump and dumps. You got hedge funds creating fake profiles there. Like, this is proven, man. They already got caught doing this. So why you keep doing it, I don't know. But it's time to really get serious about your trading, or you're just, things will happen, and you'll see what I mean. It's just, don't take that route, is what I'm trying to say. Don't take that route of trying to find the hard way, the mistakes. Instead, just get the education, man. Get the education. Get all the tools that you need. Like, imagine getting the education and the tools. Like, that's a total game changer. It's not one, but both. So, yeah, Ron, absolutely, man. 50% off will finish at midnight. Okay? So, Carlos, you can call me at that number that I'm leaving on top here. Make sure to leave a voicemail, guys, so I can get back to all of you before we do run out. Okay, all right, we ran out of laptops. I knew this was going to happen. We ran out of laptops. Jonathan, what are we going to do here? How are we going to hook it up?
Let me, I'll be right back. Let me see what I can do. I might
try calling. Yeah.
What time is it? Oh, it's only 9:30. Okay, awesome. I'm calling Raz. Yeah. Chris says call Raz again. All right. You know how it goes. All right, let's see here.
They always do this to me. They say, Rodrigo, we were only going to give you 30 laptops this time. And then they go in like 20 minutes. And it's like, hey, man, I got to hook it up, man. You can't just leave me like that, in the dark. So hopefully Raz will come through. I really hope he does. Because I love, I really love just having that extra laptop, because I have all my pro stuff there. I really don't do anything, I have my personal laptop, I have my work laptop and stuff. And like, I have a bunch of screens as well, which are connected to the same thing. So if my computer slows down, then all my screens slow down. If I have a separate monitor, it doesn't happen as often. So you might think doesn't make much of a difference, but yeah, you do want a fast computer. But far as the laptop specs, we're talking about 8 gigs. So, I mean, 8 gigs is what I use on my laptops, like more than one. And I run all my stuff like with no problem. And as a matter of fact, I just upgraded my internet because I had like some plan, I don't know, it was like 200 megabytes per second. I wasn't cutting it, man. So I upgraded to like 1,000 or something like that megabytes, and it's faster. Ultimately, your internet is what, like, the final call. Like, if your internet is slow, it doesn't matter what computer you have. So you need to have fast internet regardless, and I tell you, that's going to help you with your charts too, man. So the specs, you're looking at 8 gigabytes. He gave you 50. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 8 gigabytes. That's what we would,
All right, guys. I couldn't get a hold of him. So what I did was I may have just ordered them myself. So please, please sign up, or else I'll have all these laptops for myself. I may have not gotten approval. So that's what we mean by going hard. We're putting ourselves on the line here.
Putting our jobs on the line to hook these people up.
Yeah.
Come on, we need some likes on this, man. Literally, we need to get the likes up, baby. We're going hard. We're batting, calling the owner at 9:40 p.m. Surprise Mallard is still here. Okay, after that, but he's hooking it up. I admire that. That's what I admire about Jonathan.
Let's see here. What was the processor on these? I'll have to look this up. I was just like,
I just got a message. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're gonna be good. I think we're gonna be good with the laptops. So we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We got the laptops, so don't worry. Now the discount will go end at midnight. Nothing I can do about that. But at least you're gonna get that laptop with the yearly for sure.
Chris says, just tell Raz that Spencer did it. Spencer, the ever-present scapegoat. No, we love Spencer. You guys should watch him on Pre-Market Prep if you haven't. But he does make a good scapegoat.
Yeah, so I was getting some questions there about the chat room. So basically, just to let you guys know how it works, there's a game plan in the morning, pretty much full review, top-down approach, finding winning pockets of strength, and basically from there, we are looking at the markets all day. We're scanning markets. We're getting alerts from Nick on really where the best points would be. Sorry about that. My cat just did what it always does. But yes, basically, it's a full game plan, right? It's not like, I know that a lot of people out there are selling you things, like selling you dreams, where they just tell you it's a mentorship and they say it's a real community. And then as soon as they get your money, they don't talk back to you, and they don't give you 14-day money back guarantee like we do. So I just want to point that out, because the fact that we're here at 9:40, like truly our days are like 14 hours long, if you want to know the truth. So, that's what I mean about community. That's what community means to me. Community is not just, like a product, right? Community is being there for you guys on YouTube. You guys have my email, my personal phone. That's my direct line, So please don't sign me up for no car extended warranties. Okay. Just, trading stuff. But you can reach us at any time, at any point there. And, we talk directly with you guys, and I love doing that. I love hearing from you guys. But I don't know, Jonathan, what else can we do here? What are the folks want to do here?
Yeah. Let's see here. I think I'm just going up in the chat to see some of these other tickers. So to answer your question, Josh, I think it's an i5 processor. So we are. It's not top of the line. It's not i7, or I don't even know what they have these days. But it will be enough to run Benzinga Pro, run your brokerage account, pretty much run all your tools. I mean, I use 8 gigs of RAM on my computer right now. So it will definitely be good enough to, I'm using a dual core i5 right now with 8 gigs of memory. So definitely want you to know that you'll have enough to run all of your systems. And then, in terms of what to cover next, I just want to show, because Nick actually uses this all the time. This is very simple, but Nick uses the newsfeed to find the market on close imbalance. Just a really quick little indicator as to what the flow is, or what the pressure is to the sell side or to the buy side. And so if we just look at the SPY here, we can see that at 335, the market on close imbalance was 28 million to the sell side. And so if I go over here to my chart, I can see, all right, so if I go to 335, is right here with that little red candle after the big one. But then we look a little bit later and it says market on close imbalance 215 million, but to the buy side instead of to the sell side. So you can see right before the close here, now it's saying, whoa, the bulls really stepped in. I don't know if you can see that well, but there's a huge green volume candles here going into the close, and then it pushes up. So just for, looking at the overall market, that can really come in handy. And then far as just to answer your question directly, we don't have an option flow scanner specifically. We have a lot of other cool option data, but if you're looking for like call to put ratio, you're not. That's one thing we still need to add on to Benzinga Pro. So if you could do me a favor and just go in here on Benzinga Pro, throw in your name, your email, and say, hey, option flow scanner, and any other details about a flow scanner that you use that you like, the exact format of the data that you're looking for. That's what it's all about. I mean, that's how we built our brand new scanners, our advanced news feed. So it's all about you guys.
See, Arian is saying, I love how as soon as you're done paying, it automatically takes you to the homepage, already signed in and everything. Let's do this. We are doing this, of course. And that's the name of the game. It's fast. Look at the news. I mean, you see, once you get into pro, you're going to go into a rabbit hole. It happens to me all the time. I lose track of time. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do like 5 minutes of this. And then you start looking at all the tools, and then you put in your watch list, and then you start finding out things that, like, how the hell am I supposed to know all this stuff? Like, where am I going to find block trade spikes, 52-week highs and lows filtered by watch list? You don't know what you don't know what you don't know. And if you've never been exposed to Benzinga Pro specifically, and I mean, yeah, you're in for a ride, man, no doubt. Like, if you have not experienced the Benzinga Pro experience itself of everything you can do there, you're missing out, man. Literally, if you got pro, it just makes your life easier, period, because you're not stressing out. You have the data. It's easier to access. I mean, if you're really a trader and you know what's up, you know that time is money, and you don't want to waste any of both, right? You don't want to waste time. That's why you get all the tools in one, and you don't want to waste money, right? So you get the best deal for your buck. The best bang for the buck is Benzinga Options Mentorship. Today, 50% off. Otherwise, I mean, there's just nothing out there that competes with it. You tell me. Bring something to me that gives you all this, and we'll talk. Give me the laptop. Show me the laptop. Show me the 24/7 customer service. Show me the daily webinars that we do. Show me the weekend sessions that Nick does. Show me the charts. Show me the videos that Nick puts out to every single ticker request in the chat room. Okay? Show me all that stuff, and I'll believe you. In the meantime, stick to the real deal, to the verified real deal. That is Benzinga Pro. Period. Those are my 2 cents, man, as a trader.
All right. Ron, thanks for the love, man. And let's see here. The man is on fire. Thanks, Ron. Yeah. I mean, when it starts to work for you, man, it's just exciting. That's why we're here. And day in and day out. And it's just fun to see people win together. Let's see here. I'm kind of curious what's in the chat about what type of trading strategies all of you use. I mean, are you just going off of momentum? I mean, it's easy for us to talk about, the stocks that are moving, but I'm really curious what more our chat members here want to see in terms of actually, where the rubber meets the road. So I'm just
okay. I want to do a quick little experiment here, Jonathan. Drop a 1 in the chat if this is your first time seeing this video about this stuff we're doing with Pro and Options Mentorship. Drop a 2 if it's not your first time, if you've seen us before doing this stuff, okay?
Meantime, I'll check out support.com. Hey, what's up, Wrecking Ball? Ryan, Mila,
a lot of ones. I'm trying to see if I got some 2s. Okay, I got 2. Chris Wood knows what's up. Okay, I can see. Howard. Henry Hayes, of course, Henry the man. Happy birthday, Henry, by the way. Was it your birthday today, Henry? What's going on, guys? What up? What up? We're just talking trades here, man. We're talking stocks. We're showing pro unusual options activity, getting ready for tomorrow, recapping on today's trades. This is the traders. This is the trading squad, guys. This is where we go over trades literally. Like, that's what we're doing here. Okay, we got a lot of ones in the chat, a few twos. We got like 100 people here, but just like 6 people answered. So 96 people unknown. All right.
I was just looking to see when this rumor came out on support.com. So this was yesterday. Look at this, guys. So this is why you follow rumors. This rumor came out yesterday, just after noon, and shares move higher on volume. Buy, sell, short circulates name is green Bitcoin mining play, and then later on, traders are circulating a Seeking Alpha report, which set a $20 price target on the stock. So over the course of 24 hours here, we can see that with one rumor and then another circulation, you can see the initial bump was right here. I need to zoom in on that. So this is the first little bump. This is your little little initial rumor, and it got us some interest here. It moved up throughout that session, and then boom, you can see obviously it was hit in the chat rooms. There's also, this is really where that second news item, or really more of a rumor item, came out, being circulating a $20 price target. And you can see that it was off to the races on high volume. And that happens all the time, where even if it's not the exact same news item, you can see where, over here, it just kind of primes the pump. It hits people's scanners and watch lists. And then the next day, or over the next few days, then they come back in high volume. And this would have made some great day trades today. But this, I would have to do some deeper research, but this would be a day trading situation, not a longer term holding position for me, unless I'd have to take a look at the financials, see who in the world this analyst is, so on and so forth. Let's see here, what else is in the chat. All right, UPC, Socket, NRXP, all lead gainers after hours, and history of big pre-market moves. I like you, NASCAR All Out. I like your style. We were just looking earlier. I don't know if you were here earlier, but we were looking at some of these after hours movers, after hours for the entire session. And I'm just refreshing the data here really quick. Normally, you shouldn't have to refresh the data, but sometimes after the market switches over, it just makes me do that. So look at here, Socket Mobile, NRX Pharmaceuticals, Universe Pharmaceuticals. And so we've got these, we're talking about history. What I always say is look to the left. I definitely did not invent that phrase, but I will use it. And so you can see that obviously it was a huge mover today. And I click on that chart and look to the left. So we can see that, with some of these huge gaps, and of course it did sell off again, but those huge gaps indicate that absolutely it can move in the pre-market session. Of course, just be aware of, that it has sold off in the past as well. And then we're talking about EEIQ. It's up 12% after hours. Look at, wow. That really was up there in the past, going up to the 5-minute chart. And you can see it really surged up in the after hours session here. See, Rodrigo keeps coming in and out. Just making sure he's okay here. All right. So anyways, that is basically looking at the next day. Pay attention to all these big movers in the after-hour session, and then just like we're saying, look to the left. What happened in the past, and we'll see all of you in the morning. Chris saying Snap blew it away after earnings.
Chris, you should have gotten calls with me, man. I got $70 calls on Snap before the close. So tomorrow I'm waking up to a very nice surprise, very nice pop. Might go on a vacation, just FYI, Benzinga. So, we got to trade as a community, man. That's really what it is. That's what we're here. We're a community, right, Jonathan? Ultimately, that's what it is. Chris, you should have seen my AMC trade, man. Sold it for 170%, man. Showed my screenshot and everything here. So I'm telling you, man, you learn from Nick, you'll bang too, man. I've been doing this for like a couple of years now, but it really didn't take form until I started trading with Nick. And I mean, look, those are my results. I'm not saying those are going to be your results, but I take it seriously. I don't take this as a side money thing. I've been doing it full time. And, even working here, I still scan markets. I still do what I do, right? I still trade. Ultimately, that really helps me get that better connection with you guys. And I love trading stocks that you guys are looking at. Anytime I'm making a trade here, thing is we go at 8. So there's no way we can, but that's what we're trying to do here. We're coming up with trade ideas and basically giving you guys that community that you guys are looking for ultimately, right? That's what we're here for. But Jonathan, I don't know if you want to go over anything else with the fellas here. It looks like we got over 100 people. Not sure what they want to do. Maybe you can whip something out. I don't know. What are we doing? What are we doing for you guys?
I just have a gut feeling here. With the earnings that are so amazing here, with the sales results on Socket, and then looking for analyst ratings, what I see oftentimes would be an initiation. So I'm like, I don't know. That's just what comes to mind here is, it already ran up a bunch. It doesn't seem to be all fluff because these were absolutely blowout earnings results. So the question is, if I dug in here a little bit more, how would this company potentially go up further if then an analyst came out? I'm not saying I have a rumor or anything, but I'm not seeing analyst ratings right here. So an initiation would be huge for this company. And analysts do many times follow price action because they like the attention. So that's something that came to mind. You still there, Rodrigo?
Yeah. What's up, man?
All right. So let's see.
I was just answering an email because I have a lot of people emailing me. So that's what I went to do. I just took a quick call. One of you guys left a voicemail, and I just called you guys back. Like, we don't stop, man. You think my internet's down? No, man. I'm working. I'm grinding for you guys. All right.
All right. Well, yeah. So don't miss out on that 50% off code. That's Nick50. We'll try throwing that in the chat one more time there. And that's good through midnight tonight. Give Rodrigo a call. He's still working. I'll even stay on as well. But then tune in tomorrow morning. Newsfeed is on 24/7. Randy, give Randy a shout out in the chat even. What was that?
No, I just want to paste gonna paste the contact here, you guys. Because usually then I'll get calls the next day like, hey man, I tried calling you. I didn't see your information there. So let's just leave it there for the guys there. And let's Jonathan, midnight cutoff, right?
Yeah, that's and then
Eastern time.
Right. Don't want to forget the Eastern time. I'm just typing your email in here again. Okay, you just posted it. Perfect. So yeah, give us a shout. You can always also reach us through this blue bubble in the bottom right corner of Benzinga Pro for help, sales, news desk, you name it. And we'll see all of you soon. All right, take care, everyone.